First of all, thanks to the organizers of this conference for inviting me. It's always a pleasure to be amongst the audience and learn and share our views in a collaborative way to try and understand how we can, together as a group, improve these standards of security and improve the different aspects of our industry in which we work. Uh, as I told you, I'm representing the pharmaceutical industry. I'll talk about the pharmaceutical industry. I was not very aware about the audience and the profile of the audience that is going to be here. I believe that many of you are from GPS companies, and I also see many people from the armed forces here. So I'm not very sure if I am made my presentation customized to the audience here, but please bear with me. Please bear in mind that I'm talking about something, a different way of attacking security. So it would be good if we have an interactive session and I can learn from you and you can learn from me. Like the IT industry, the pharma industry has also become a very, very attractive industry in which India is really thriving. And the Indian domestic market is really exploding in a big way thanks to our over $1 billion population that we have. And from 2005 onwards, where we held the 15th largest position, we are moving to the 8th largest position by 2015. So every foreign multinational company or even the Indian companies are so interested in the pharmaceutical market that they all want a pie of the pharma market. And that's why you see the increased interest from the foreign companies to come and invest here. You've seen a spate of mergers and acquisitions, right from the Daiichi Ranbaxy deal to the Abbott Nicholas Pyramid deal. There are multiple deals which are happening, and in fact, over the last 5 years or so, close to 20 mergers and acquisitions have been happening just because India is an extremely attractive market for pharmaceuticals. Besides being an attractive market, domestic market for pharmaceutical industries, what's also happening is that, I apologize for the slide quality, but we are also becoming a big exporter of pharmaceuticals, active pharmaceutical ingredients and raw materials to the global pharma industry. And we are also getting into exporting finished pharma products to advanced countries like US, Europe, and the Japan and also Latin America. Besides that, we are also getting into contract research and other allied services. So combined all together we expect the overall industry to grow to around a size of $50 billion by the year 2015. Just to put it in context, currently our industry size is around $12 billion, and $12 billion is the entire India pharma market, which is roughly around 60,000 crores. So we are anticipating that to grow to 50 billion. So a quantum jump of almost 5 times. So it's becoming very attractive for the industry players, and absolutely when we talk about such high numbers, security also plays a very important role. What is supply chain security? And my colleague in the earlier presentation talked about in detail what are the specific aspects of security that in the industry we could look at. It could be cargo theft, which could happen on the warehouse area, or it could be in the during transportation. The bigger one which is affecting the pharma industry is the counterfeits, and that's affecting us in a big way. The tampering, illegal diversions, and economically motivated adulterations. Now, besides the economic value of the goods that is lost, what's more concerning is the security to the life of the patients to whom these medicines are reaching. Each one of you is taking some or the other medicine at different points of time. And imagine if you or your loved ones are taking a medicine which happens to be a counterfeit or a tampered one, then we could be playing with the lives of you or your loved ones. Can we afford that? We can't. So that's why it's extremely important from a pharmaceutical industry perspective that whatever unit goes to the patient level, that's perfectly of the right quality and the right content and what it is claimed to be in the label. The second aspect why it's important is that the manufacturers at the end of the day are liable for the quality of the product till it reaches the patient level. So probably you would have used world-class technology to manufacture the products with absolutely good quality. But in the process of distributing the products in the supply chain, if some of the or the other middleman or the player has played around with the quality of the product or tampered with it, then the patient, if something happens to the patient, at the end of the day, the accountability lies with the manufacturer. So it's a double-edged sword. So the manufacturer can't rest in peace that I have manufactured a world-class product and I've shipped it out, and something happens in the supply chain, he can't say that I'm not responsible. At the end of the day, the regulators hold the manufacturer responsible. So it's paramount importance that the security is not compromised during supply, the overall distribution of the products. The World Health Organization estimates that 10% of the drugs floating around in the world could be counterfeit. The world pharmaceutical market is valued at roughly around $750 billion. So we are talking about a size of $75 billion to around $200 billion of drugs being fake or counterfeit. So it has got huge ramifications. And again, to put it in context, the entire Indian pharmaceutical market is currently around $12 billion. Now we are talking about the size of the counterfeit market being around $75 to $200 billion. So we are talking of astronomical proportions here. And the problem is more in the developing countries, especially in the pockets of Southeast Asia, China, India. We are the hotspots. I mean, because the advanced global markets, the developed countries like US and Europe, the value of goods being sold is relatively much higher. We are a good sourcing destination for products to be sourced from India, China, and Southeast Asia to be exported to these countries as counterfeits and make more money. You will be surprised that you can actually make more money by selling counterfeit drugs than selling drugs. Actually, drug trafficking is less profitable than being in a counterfeit drug business. So it attracts many people, and it's an organized crime. So one needs to be very smart in tackling that, and I'm sure we can learn from security professionals here how we can deal with that. The other problem which is happening in the developed world is the internet pharmacies. And it's estimated that 50% of the output going from these internet pharmacies could be fake. So at the end of the day, this sword hangs on the head of the manufacturers. So if someone has faked a product, faking it from being from my company, at the end of the day, my company is responsible to prove to the regulators that this is a fake product, and actually we are at no mistake, and we have taken all possible actions to make sure that the integrity in the supply chain has been preserved. Now I was talking about what could happen, and I was talking about how lethal it could be. Just see these case studies. I mean, 300 people died in Panama City when they took a cough syrup, and it had an ingredient which was supposed to be glycerin, but actually it turned out to be diethylene glycol, which was sourced from China, and it was mislabeled as glycerin, possibly due to some economic reasons. Probably they could earn more money from that, and it resulted in 300 deaths. The second one, I mean, again a big company, Baxter is a $6 billion company, I think, US-based company, and their products had to be recalled because there were around 81 deaths. And the reason, again, they were sourcing something from China, which was supposed to be an heparin derivative, but it ended up being an oversulfated derivative of chondroitin sulfate. I was poor in science, so I took commerce, so please pardon me if I take the chemical names in the wrong way. But the importance is highlighted here that I mean, it's not just a theft of a truck. It's not just a theft of goods from the warehouse. It has huge ramifications. I mean, when a cargo is stolen, we don't know how it's stored properly. I mean, there are certain pharmaceuticals which need to be stored with 2 to 8 degrees centigrade. Some need to be kept at a frozen temperature. Now, if it's been stolen, we don't know how it's being stored. Anything can happen to the drug. Even though it was manufactured and it's original, it can still lose its efficacy when it's been stolen and being given to the patient. So there are different aspects of security, and one should just give a holistic look to it. Now, I'm just quoting this article